There's been a lot of talk recently about Deepika Padukone stepping away from some major Indian projects, and while that news surprised a bunch of fans, it might actually open the door for something even bigger. Because just as people were wondering what her next international move might be, Vin Diesel took to Instagram and casually dropped a tease that has everyone buzzing. He hinted not only at his return to some of his most iconic roles, but also mentioned Xander Cage's next adventure, which looks like it could bring the XXX franchise straight to Mumbai. That means we might be seeing Deepika back in Hollywood with XXX 4, and honestly, the timing couldn't be more perfect. Vin Diesel is no stranger to juggling multiple franchises. Right now, he's already started filming Riddick Furia, which has been on his to-do list for years. At the same time, he teased projects like a standalone Groot movie, a sequel to The Last Witch Hunter, the long-awaited Kojak film adaptation, and of course, the Fast and Furious finale. But tucked into his post was a line that instantly caught attention: Xander's next adventure in Mumbai. That one phrase was enough to set social media alight, because it points directly to a new XXX film, and given that Deepika made her Hollywood debut alongside Diesel in Return of Xander Cage, fans are now convinced that a reunion is on the horizon. The idea of XXX heading to Mumbai is actually really exciting. It makes sense because the franchise has always been about international flavor, daring stunts, and blending cultures to create larger-than-life action. By choosing India, the movie isn't just picking a location, it's tapping into one of the biggest film markets in the world. And since Deepika is still one of Bollywood's top stars, it would be a natural way to tie global audiences together. Her return as Serena Unger could make the story even more compelling because she already has established chemistry with Vin Diesel, and their dynamic was one of the highlights of the third movie. Now, the timing of this tease also comes after Deepika's high-profile exit from Sandeep Reddy Vanga's Spirit, and from the sequel to Nag Ashwin's Kalki 2898 AD. Reports suggested those departures had a lot to do with negotiations that didn't go as planned. She reportedly asked for a fee hike, a structured workday, and accommodations for her team. While some saw those requests as bold, others argued that they simply reflect her stature as one of the biggest actresses in India. Either way, the producers decided to continue without her. So even though those exits might look like setbacks, they actually free her up for other opportunities. And if that next opportunity is a global project like XXX 4, then what looked like a problem might end up being a blessing in disguise. Deepika is still far from slowing down. She's already confirmed projects with huge stars like Shah Rukh Khan and Allu Arjun, keeping her lineup strong in Indian cinema. But Hollywood calling her back right now could be the twist everyone is waiting for. Imagine her returning to the big screen in an action-heavy role, paired with Vin Diesel again, but this time in a movie shot in India. That kind of crossover appeal could do wonders, not just for the franchise, but also for her international career. It would be a way of reminding global audiences why she stood out in her debut and showing just how much star power she brings with her. Looking back, her Hollywood debut in XXX Return of Xander Cage was significant because it wasn't just a small role. She played Serena Unger, a capable, witty operative who matched Diesel's Xander Cage in confidence and skill. Their banter and partnership were a big reason audiences connected with the film, even though critics weren't too kind. It proved that Deepika could hold her own in a high-energy action blockbuster surrounded by an international cast. Now, with the possibility of the fourth installment being set in Mumbai, her involvement feels almost guaranteed. It would simply make too much sense for the filmmakers to pass up. What's also interesting is that Diesel's Instagram post didn't just mention Xander Cage. He expressed genuine gratitude to his fans, saying they've been the blessing of his life, and then listed all the projects he's lining up. The way he framed it made everything sound personal, almost like a promise. That's why when he brought up Xander's next adventure in Mumbai, fans immediately interpreted it as more than a vague tease. Diesel has always been someone who leans into fan excitement, and he knows exactly how to keep people invested. Because of that, his words carried extra weight, and the rumor mill went into overdrive. The XXX franchise itself has had quite the journey. The first film back in 2002 introduced audiences to this new breed of action hero, and even though it was a bit over the top, that was the entire point. It wasn't meant to be subtle, it was meant to be outrageous fun. The second movie, with Ice Cube stepping in, didn't quite capture the magic, and for a while, it looked like the franchise might be done. But when Return of Xander Cage arrived in 2017, it brought Vin Diesel back to the role and added stars like Donnie Yen and Ruby Rose to spice things up. The movie wasn't a critical darling, but it pulled in over $340 million worldwide, which is exactly why people still talk about the potential for a fourth installment. Even Ruby Rose, who loved working on the third film, admitted she hadn't heard much about a follow-up. She joked about it, saying it felt like she hadn't heard since the 1970s, but also made it clear she'd be thrilled to return because the cast and crew were incredible. That sort of comment shows how the series left a lasting impression on its stars, and it also proves that if the green light is given, there won't be a shortage of talent eager to come back. And with Diesel hinting at new locations and new stories, the cast could easily expand with more international names. Because if the franchise is moving to Mumbai, it wouldn't be surprising to see major Indian actors join the lineup too. And that's where things get even more exciting. Bringing in Bollywood stars alongside Hollywood names could give the film a unique crossover feel. Imagine someone like Hrithik Roshan or even Ranveer Singh joining the cast as either allies or antagonists. Adding big names from both industries would not only make the movie more appealing, but also underline its global ambition. Because XXX has always been more about just one man, it's about a whole team of wild, unpredictable characters coming together for an insane mission. And then there's the stunt potential. If the next film is set in Mumbai, you can already picture the action sequences. High-speed chases through the crowded streets, motorcycle stunts across iconic landmarks, maybe even rooftop parkour against the backdrop of the Gateway of India. Well, that's it for today. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because we'll be covering more updates on this soon, and other exciting upcoming movies and series. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.